Hello, everybody. Welcome to an unexpected stream. This is what I would describe as an unexpected stream. I just saw on my Twitter, expected stream, and you can just hear me in the background there. I just saw on my Twitter, someone I follow, can't recall who it was exactly, apologies. I saw someone just like link or like pop a comment just with this new video by Mark Goldbridge. City not a big club. Not watched it yet, but I've got like a spare 20 minutes. I want to react to it because I haven't watched it, but I know he's wrong. So I want to basically disprove it. You might say don't feed the trolls. That's a fine argument, but I do think personally that someone like Mark Goldbridge has a very big platform. Therefore, it's very important, in my opinion, to challenge untruths. And this is an example of an untruth. Unless it's a totally clickbait title and I've got it totally wrong, in which case I'll just end the stream right now. But so yeah, I've never done a React live stream before. I just thought I'd do it. If you guys like it, I'll do more of them. If you don't, then I won't do them. Go for your clickbait, don't take him seriously, says Minerals. And that's absolutely fine to say he might not be being serious. And if he isn't being serious, that's sort of fine. However, at the end of the day, he is still a very influential person in the football YouTube scene. So I do think, and people will take him at face value. So I do think it is important that when he says incorrect things, that they are challenged. So it's all well and good saying it's clickbait, don't take it seriously, don't give him what he wants. But at the same time, stuff like this, in my opinion, does need to be challenged. And also, it'll make me laugh, so here we go.
Let's play that back. What is a big club? This is going to be very controversial. What do you think a big club is? Because
Right. An impossible question. I used to do a series on my TikTok ages ago about what defines a big club. For my parameters were things like your commercial, your worldwide fan base, your attendances, your historic average league position ranking, success domestically and on the European stage, and history, which is subjective. But it's all basically subjective.
Because Niall, our producer, doesn't think Chelsea's a big club, Will.
No, let's throw him under the bus. Yeah, he had some very strong words to say about Chelsea and not necessarily to do about the club. But he said...
Talk about censorship. We've got to censor that. I'd be in prison, some of the stuff he said.
Let's keep him behind the camera, shall we? No, but seriously, Chelsea, are they a big club?
Okay.
Man City, you throw in there.
They're not a big club.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are.
Are Arsenal a big club?
It also, by the way, a big club size doesn't really matter at the end of the day. It's more a fun exercise. But I think it's a bit silly if you say City aren't a big club, to be honest.
What are your definitions of big club? Because some would say success, some would say fans.
I think this is going to rock off in the comments because, you know, what is a big club? I don't think there's any doubt that Liverpool, Manchester United, Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, AC Milan, there are others, are big clubs.
No, I'd say, I think we need to get to new categories because what I'd say they are
super clubs.
Yes, giant.
Okay, and that's a very important distinction. For example... I've seen the argument of City aren't a big club because they aren't as big as United. That's like saying someone who has £100 million isn't rich because there are billionaires out there. Just because one is bigger than the other doesn't mean that City aren't also big. Does that make sense? Obviously, United and Liverpool are bigger. Doesn't mean City aren't big. Anyway,
clubs.
But why are they? History,
fans,
longevity, which is different to history, because history could be I did that with her in 1989, whereas longevity would be I did that in 99 all the way through the 90s.
Okay,
you know, that's longevity.
Yeah,
could be him as well. You know, or whatever else. And I think fan base is
sure.
A big.
Come on.
Success is important, but there are levels to that. The reason Man City is not a big club to me is because on paper, winning loads of things, fair play.
Yeah.
Their revenue is massive, so they must have a load of fans.
Great fan base too.
They've got a big stadium.
They've
got a great manager.
Big fan base.
A style of football and a history of that style of football in recent times. But I just don't think they have respect or you've got. Oh, this is a big one for me as well. Respect an Arsenal fan can't tell us they're a big club.
Right, so it's all to do with respect. So because Mark Goldbridge, a United fan, doesn't respect Manchester City, they aren't a big club. That seems like a tenuous argument to me, but maybe he's got more to it.
Basically, I think to be a big club, it's got to be universally understood, even if...
So, to confirm, his argument is that something which is wholly subjective must be universally agreed upon. Are we seeing the contradictions here?
If people don't like saying it, like Liverpool fans would say Man United's a big club.
Yeah.
I would say Liverpool's a big club.
I'm hoping there's a better argument to come.
I don't think outside Man City anyone's saying they're a big club.
What? I don't think outside of a couple of insane people, I think basically everyone accepts that Man City are indeed a big club. Whether they're the size of AC Milan or Real Madrid, that's not the same thing. I've never seen anyone genuinely, outside of being blinded by the most ridiculous amount of bias, suggest that City aren't a big club. I do hope he has another argument.
Oh, I don't think you're a big club.
Yeah, I think Manchester City get tarred with the brush of, like, as a fan, like, when living up in that city, like, that, it is.
They've got a hard. I mean, look, they're 30,000 in division.
Exactly, a massive fan base,
and I think that's a big one as well.
They've got a hardcore fan base, but they're not a big club.
Why though? You haven't said why, mate.
With the caveat of having super clubs.
He's right. I like him, by the way.
That they don't. Look, Man City fans will be fuming. I know a lot of Man City fans, and they're fine.
That's nice.
I know Man City fans who would agree with me on this. They're fighting a battle. I mean, they've got the 115 against them now, which doesn't obviously help.
That's not relevant as to club size.
Battle.
Had to drop it in though. Had to drop in the 115, even though it's got no relevance to this video. But fine.
Respected because anyone with a brain knows that Man City have got a big fan base.
And are a big club. Anyone with a brain knows City are a big club.
They do. A very loyal and big fan base. But they weren't a big club before 2008. So what?
Sorry, I may have misheard.
Loyal and big fan base. But they weren't a big club before 2008.
No, I didn't mishear it. One more time for the people in the back.
A very loyal and big fan base. But they weren't a big club before 2008.
Man City were not a big club before 2008. Manchester City, before the funding came in, were still a top 10 biggest club in England. We still had won, for example, twice as many league titles as Chelsea before their takeover. Our historic attendance is ridiculous going throughout the entirety of the 20th century. Ridiculous milestones in respect of attendance. We still to this day hold the record for the biggest non-Wembley attendance for an English football match. United's record attendance, by the way, was at Main Road. Man City won a trophy before Manchester United. Man City had won a European trophy before 2008. In what world was City not a big club? There was a period where, in the late 60s, early 70s, where Man City were consistently better than Man United, and United actually ended up getting relegated. There was a season where City and United had a title race, and City won it on the last day of the season. In what way was City not a big club before 2008? Everything was there. Including, even if you go have a look at the Deloitte money leagues from the early 21st century before 2008, City were consistently ranking in like the top 15, top 20-ish area worldwide. Why? Because of their massive fan base and loyal fan base. So I don't know what that means, to be honest. I think that in Goldbridge's mind, Man City before 2008 is Man City in the really bad years, i.e. the late 90s, early noughties, when we're sort of up and down and yo-yoing. But that is not indicative of Man City's history. If you know anything about Man City's history, then you'll know that they've been a regular mainstay in the top division throughout its entirety, throughout its existence, sorry. So that's just objectively incorrect. Yeah.
So what's making them a big club is success.
No, it isn't, because as you just established earlier, it's not just success. So that's another contradiction.
What's made them successful is 2008, the money that's gone in.
Every single club is successful because of money.
And people don't respect that. So I think.
Who cares?
I think for Man City to be a big club, they've probably got to do it for another 20 years.
Right. Okay. Third contradiction. If his problem is with the notion that City's investment is, and therefore lack of respect, is the reason why they aren't a big club, that's the argument here. Why would continuing that for any amount of time make any difference? Surely if the argument is that the starting point is inherently flawed, then anything thereafter is void. Do you see what I mean? He's saying, let me know if that makes sense. His argument is that City don't have respect, therefore they aren't a big club. Why don't they have respect? Because of the manner in which they are successful. Therefore, it should be, no matter what success comes from now until the end of time, it's void and I'm not going to respect it. But then he's contradicted himself and said, but actually in 20 years, it'll be fine.
And I think they will be then.
Also, like
maybe 10.
What is being a big
maybe
club?
10.
Because
I've just told you.
No, but like
no, you haven't. This guy on the right it seems to be a very reasonable person. By the way, I don't know if he's a United fan or not, but he seems to be a very reasonable person.
For me, why would I want that as a Birmingham City fan?
No, that's a good point. Birmingham City. There you go. And he's not wrong. Like at the end of the day, it is a pointless argument. I just like to call out untruths wherever I see them. Oh my ad block. Ignore that, guys.
Well, it doesn't do us any favours, Man United. You know, you don't win anything for it.
No, exactly. And I think it's just another sort of...
Are Aston Villa a big club?
Of course they are.
Aston Villa are a big club, sadly, yeah.
Yeah, and I would say
they fall into what we now.
I think winning the European Cup.
Villa are a massive club. Yeah, of course they are.
Of sleeping giants.
I'd say Villa are like maybe 7th biggest in England.
Yeah,
Newcastle's. Villas.
Newcastle,
I think Newcastle is.
Yeah, they are.
You just think Newcastle. You can't win then if you don't even think Newcastle. I don't.
Be raucous. Like
they've got a big fan base.
Also,
I think they
Newcastle are a massive club, man. Come on, let's not be silly.
Outside of Newcastle, you don't see many.
Whether word you want to use, big.
That's another indicator of a big club as well. Go down to bloody
but then
Bristol and see who's wearing a Newcastle shirt.
They're probably hopefully wearing Bristol City and Bristol
Right, City have a big global fan base, so I don't know what the point is there.
Manchester City have been so successful now, like it probably in Seb's class, all they look at is Manchester City
projection.
Yeah.
So there's that as well.
And that is a good point, to be fair. Like, you know, why there's so many Man United fans now, it's because of so you can call these group of fans glory supporters if you want, but it is just a fact that with success comes more fans. If you think of like the sort of like the floating voters or like floating football fans who, let's say, you know, that their parents don't support a club, who are they going to support as children? You want to support who's winning. So this generation of children, you know, growing up seeing Pep's football, a lot are going to become City fans. So it is going to be a future thing, yeah.
Well, but then there's also like the one City clubs as well, of like Newcastle, Sunderland. Do you put like Nottingham Forest in there? I know there's Notts County.
Forest are a big club as well, yeah. I'd say
but
like
it's all relative
top 15.
to when you grew up as well, isn't it? Because there are people be saying that Forest, massive club, 2 European trophies.
Yeah.
England. This is the mic drop because Pig biggest club in England.
I missed that, sorry.
If I said to you and everybody at home, who are the 5 biggest club in England?
Right, 5 biggest clubs in England. So United, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea. I would suggest are the 5. Probably in that order. United and Liverpool, people will argue with. I'd suggest United at the top, then Liverpool, then Arsenal. Now that City have the Champions League, there's nothing Chelsea have over City, realistically. City have got better historic average league position ranking, better historic attendances, many more league titles. I think maybe even now more trophies overall. Not 100% on that. So yeah, I'd say I think that's a very reasonable and fair top 5. So yeah, United, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea.
This is the mic drop because Pig club
based on your parameters.
Big club. Well, I think it's hard. We've given some parameters, but I think it's also a very personal thing.
Of course.
I'd be interested to know in the comments what your top 5 big clubs are in England, because
I've given you them.
I think that's what it's all about.
Are you going to give us yours?
Yeah. Birmingham City, 1.
Shut up. It's almost undefinable in a way what a big club is. You can literally say Man City are not a big club, and you know you're right.
Let's rewind.
undefinable in a way what a big club is.
Yeah. It's almost, Birmingham City won.
Shut up. It's almost undefinable in a way what a big club is. You can literally say Man City are not a big club, and you know you're right.
You're not right though, are you? And also you just said that it's not definable, so what are you chatting?
But who are the 5 biggest clubs? Because I would say Manchester United, Liverpool, Arsenal,
City, Chelsea,
City, and
City. He's gonna say Everton, isn't he? He's gonna say Everton or Aston Villa or Forest.
It's tough.
Look, because he knows the answer is Man City. He knows that City are in the top 5, but he just doesn't want to say it because then the retort is, right, well, if they're top 5 biggest clubs in England, surely that makes them a big club.
The 5th one's tough. And the reason I'd put Chelsea in there is because they've got they could be bigger than they are. Their stadium is not big enough.
Surely
they could be bigger. Right, so now, in order to spite Man City, he's awarding Chelsea future growth. Why don't we do it to City then and say they win like the next 30 Premier League titles in a row? What a ridiculous! This is obscene, man. I know that this is all subjectivity and it's all a bit of fun, but this is the amount of like coping that is happening just for him to not say Man City's top 5 is staggering. I would love him to say. I need him to say in this video what if he thinks Chelsea's 4th. That's fine. I'll disagree with him. That's fine. But his options are Spurs, Everton, Villa, Newcastle, Sunderland, that sort of vibe of club.
You were saying about Manchester City applies to Chelsea.
But Chelsea have, I don't know.
I think you're not being fair there.
Maybe it's not fair on Man City, but...
No, it's not. What was he going to say? I think he wanted to say there, Chelsea have more history or something, or more success before the takeovers. But the fact is, City were more successful than Chelsea before the takeovers and had a bigger fan base before the takeovers and had a better historic average league position ranking before the takeovers. Twice as many league titles, for example.
Chelsea have got more, maybe longevity. They've been doing it a little bit longer. Maybe Man City will pass that. Man City's got the 115.
Yeah,
not relevant.
Chelsea been doing it since 2004, and they went straight in with Mourinho. Chelsea got a huge fan base worldwide as well.
So does City.
They actually have. So look, I think with Man City, it's a longevity and integrity issue.
This is worse than I thought it was going to be. I'll be honest, guys. I thought there was going to be a semblance of an argument. I can't even really counter a lot of this because he's not actually saying anything.
I mean, would you put Man City in the top 5 biggest clubs in England?
Yes.
I probably would.
Right. So you would. So what is this video? So we both agree. If you think they're in the top 5 biggest clubs in England, by definition, you think they're a big club. So what was the point of this? What was the point of this exercise?
Put them as 5th because they're bigger than Spurs.
Yeah.
I'd go Man United, Liverpool, Newcastle, Villa.
Newcastle's crazy. Villa's crazy, to be fair.
I'd struggle for a 5th.
That's outrageous, to be
Arsenal.
fair. Oh, guys, don't forget this video is sponsored by Tui Sunshine coming out.
Yeah, I'll probably put Arsenal in terms
of... you see, the guy on the right's let me down now.
The Premier League.
He's let me down.
For Arsenal.
Different top 5s there, and I'm sure there'll be plenty there. Interesting, I liked that.
It's interesting. So Goldbridge began this whole video saying City aren't a top club, but he ends the video by saying they are in the top 5. So what is the truth? Because those two things can't live in existence. It is one or the other. You can't be one of the 5 biggest clubs in the country, England, one of the biggest footballing nations, whatever in the world, with one of the best leagues, etc. And then on the other hand, say that they aren't. Yeah, you can't say they're in you can't say they aren't in the top 5, but that they are a big club. Sorry, it's the volume too low. I'll turn it up a little bit.
I liked that. And I just want to throw something in very, very quickly.
Okay.
There are end-of-season tours going on where Newcastle and Spurs are going down under.
Right.
Australia, to play an end-of-season tour game. Some of these players will be playing in the Copa America and in the Euros, and there's all this talk of why you're flying over there to play a friendly, however many hours to do it. What are your thoughts on that?
Did you see Big Angie's comments the other week?
I think it's the end of the video. Okay, yeah. So a pointless exercise and a pointless video at the end of the day, or a pointless conversation in respect of the club size one from the perspective of City aren't a big club, because then he decided and ended by saying that, well, they are actually the 5th biggest club in England. So unless you're saying that there are only 4 big clubs in England, which is insane for obvious reasons, that was a wasted exercise, and I've wasted your guys' time, and I've wasted my time. Yeah, guys, smash the likes. Hope you guys are enjoying the video. That was just a really quick, what's the word? Unannounced video. As I say, literally just popped it up then. Popped up like on my Twitter. Someone said, I thought I've got to watch this because this will be funny. It turns out it was funny. I laughed a fair bit. But yes, if you guys want more like reaction stuff, do let me know. I don't want this to become a reaction channel, but there we go. Let's catch up on the. We'll be live for another 5 minutes or so. He's effectively saying we're not a super club. Yeah, that's fine. And look, no one is trying to say that City are as big as United, or as big as Liverpool, or as big as Arsenal, or as big as Real Madrid, Barcelona, Bayern Munich, whatever. They might be that in the future. There's obviously a long way to go. No one's saying that they are in that what am I trying to say? In that bracket. They're not in that bracket, obviously. But again, no one is arguing they are in that bracket, as far as I'm aware. So to just like dismiss it entirely and go, yeah, but they aren't big, but then say they are big, it's just weird. Again, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's all subjective. But I think what matters more to me is the argument. I think that if you had an argument, I'd be more interested. But it's the fact that there isn't one. Yeah, and we have absolutely winged it. Yeah, winged it. I don't know what the right verb is there. I just thought it would be funny to react to. By the way, guys, tomorrow morning we are doing, at 11 o'clock English time, as an experiment, we are doing our first ever weekly Q&A. That might move to Wednesday evening, but make sure to tune in at 11 a.m. tomorrow. We'll do it as an experiment. We do have over 100 people watching this, which is unbelievable. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me for this chaotic reaction video. Get your comments in now in the next few minutes, and I will react to them. Is the bridge of your nose okay? Yes, it is. Yes, it's just a birthmark, Evan, but thank you for your concern. It's not cancerous. It's just it's sort of like a mole / birthmark. Mark had no points with pure hatred and said, let's make a video to hate City. Yeah, I don't know what's more disappointing. The fact that he made the video, or the fact that he made the video but didn't at least stick to his convictions. Like, if you're going to say something ridiculous, should you at least go for like clickbait or whatever, shouldn't you at least go the whole hog and, commit? You may as well be hung for lamb as... you may as well be hung for lamb as a sheep, or sheep as a lamb, is the saying. Yeah, Evan, thank you for concern. They won't be considered prestigious until they're not cleared by the 115 charges. Well, I mean, that's a hypothetical, isn't it? I don't even think I agree necessarily. Man City have more achievements the last 2 years than Newcastle have ever had. Yeah, the Newcastle one was interesting. Newcastle are a big club, no doubt, but they haven't won a trophy since, I think, the 1950s. They haven't won a league title since before Hitler invaded Poland. So it's a long time since that happened. It's a long time. And Newcastle, in case anyone's interested, because again, years ago on my TikTok, I did like a series where I researched and did my own parameters of what club sizes. For me, it's United, Liverpool, Arsenal, City, Chelsea, Everton, Villa, Spurs, Newcastle, Sunderland. That's my top 10. And then 11 through 15, you get your Leeds, your Nottingham Forest, etc., etc. So if anyone's interested, that's my top 10. It's obviously subjective and doesn't matter, but yeah, just thought it was a weird one. Thoughts on Tata Race? Well, as I say, we will be live tomorrow morning at 11 a.m. British time. If you guys don't like that time, I can try to do it in the evening later on, but I'm hoping for a morning stream if possible, and it's going to be called Touchline Talk. We're going to be discussing every single week different things around the world of football, also a Q&A so you guys can get involved. So if you guys got any, do you remember at the end of the last post-mortem, we just ended up talking about, Modric versus De Bruyne, I think. So it can be literally anything. But specifically, I'd like to touch on the Cancelo drama. I want to touch on the Arsenal game, obviously. Maybe even a little bit of England as well. But I will also be guided by your guys' comments and questions because I want it to be interactive. Thank you so much for joining me today on today's stream. Did anyone at any point, before I go, did anyone at any point spot, did I pop up here at any point and hold up a little sign? Could you please let me know? Because I was testing a thing. If I did pop up, that would be good. If I didn't pop up, then that's an issue and it's something that I need to look at resolving. Yes, Mad Hatter, keep your question for tomorrow morning because I will be answering that. I pop up holding a little sign saying like the video? Is that what happened? If so, that's great. And you better have liked the video when you saw it, obviously. It should have been it should have been like a little green screen, me popping up with a little like the video, you frauds. So Greg says it was there. So affirmative, good stuff. Hopefully you like that as well. That's a new little thing I've been working on. And also a new little thing when someone follows and when someone super chats. When someone super chats now, Evie will come up, my kitten, which is very sweet. Guys, that's been the video. Off the cuff reaction. Hope you enjoyed it. Man City are indeed a big club. I don't think I'm going to be doing a stream. I don't think so, just because honestly, I just got like so disheartened from the Brazil games. I don't know if I can be bothered, to be honest. I might just watch it rather than stream it. I think I want to work on some other stuff tonight. I might try to bring out a Kovacic Man City video soon, so stay tuned for that. Keep your questions for tomorrow, guys. I'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. as a trial for the new weekly Q&A Touchline Talk with Nobbins. Hope you guys enjoyed this short stream. Until next time, guys, I'm off. Goodbye.